Should we open with Gassho?
Okay, Gassho.
Namamidabutsu.
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 Namamidabutsu. Namamidabutsu.
Welcome, everybody, to A Buddhist Life. This is a podcast that explores how Jodo Shinshu Buddhism can be incorporated into everyday life. We try to do so by exploring different stories. And today we have a very special guest. It is Reverend Yasuo Izumi, or Izumi Sensei to most of us. Izumi Sensei has been a minister in Canada now for 50 years. What an amazing legacy. So we thought we would take this opportunity to interview Izumi Sensei on his life as a Jodo Shinshu minister in Canada. Welcome, Izumi Sensei.
Thank you.
So I have a lot of questions that people have submitted to me to ask you during this interview. And we're going to go through them. And first we're going to talk about your life. So first, can you tell us about where you were born, who your parents were, and what it was like growing up?
Well, I was born in Kawasaki City, a very industrial city near Tokyo. And I was born during the war, the Second World War. Yeah. My father was working at the Toshiba company, and he was branch manager.
What about your mother?
Mother, just mother.
What was her name?
Utako.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Tell us a little bit about your family. So first your wife. Where did you meet her?
I met her in Tokyo, where I was studying, at the Tsukiji Academy. Yeah.
And how many years have you been married?
Let's see. I think 50 years.
Wow.
Yeah, about.
Tell me about your children. Who are they? How many children do you have?
I have 5 children. 3 girls, 2 boys.
Okay, and who are they?
Michelle, the oldest daughter, then Betty and Sophia. And 2 boys, Hugh and Ernest.
Great. I know you've got a new addition to your family recently. Tell me a little bit about Taro.
New addition. This Taro, a very cute dog, schnauzer, but very noisy. This is a gift from our daughters. Sometime I want to get rid of this guy.
Tell me a little bit about what you did before you became a minister. So that was in Japan?
Yes, but right after finish my school, I traveled. I traveled in North America and working here and there as a gardener helper or kitchen helper and painter, and making some money and go to the next place. So from San Francisco to Los Angeles and Chicago, New York, and then coming to Canada, Toronto. Yeah.
So when did you start on your path to becoming a Jodo Shinshu minister, Sensei?
When? Actually, I had no idea to become a minister. While I was traveling, I met the late Bishop Newton Ishura in Toronto. And I helped Toronto Buddhist Church. And then he said one day, "Why don't you become a minister?" we will support you, give some scholarship. So then, okay, I'll become a minister.
So where did you study?
I studied at the Tsukiji Academy and Ryukoku, learned from Professor Fujimoto, Ryugyo Fujimoto, a very well-known sensei.
Can you think of other senseis that influenced you?
Other sensei, in those days, Kiritani Wajo and Kakehashi sensei, many others.
Who would you say was the most influential teacher for you?
My influential teacher, I think, Reverend Philip Eidman. I met him in Berkeley while I was studying at the Institute of Buddhist Studies.
And how did he influence you? How did he influence you?
Well, he taught me English, and he was bound by the wheelchair, a very humble person, and yet he was very intelligent scholar. Yeah. Mostly attitude.
And what
Humble.
attitude?
Humble attitude. Yeah.
Very good. So where did you serve in Canada, Sensei? So tell me a little bit about your life as a minister in Canada. Where did you, which congregations?
Yeah, first assignment was here after 2 weeks orientation in Toronto, and still, Bishop Ishura was there. So under him for 2 weeks orientation. Then I was assigned to Lethbridge. 6 years in Lethbridge. Then I was assigned to Vancouver, where I spent 18 years. Then Toronto, then Richmond, BC, Stevenson Buddhist Temple, and then came back. After 29 years later, I was assigned to Lethbridge again.
And how many years have you been here the second time?
Huh?
How many years have you been here now?
Here in, Lethbridge, 20 years. So altogether 26 years.
In Lethbridge?
In Lethbridge.
And 24 years at other locations.
That's right.
Oh, very good. The next set of questions has to do with your life as a minister, Sensei. So the first question came from Val, but she asked, can you think of a funny moment, something that makes you remember and laugh from the past?
I think there are a few, but one of funniest moment, but this was kind of embarrassing moment. But in Vancouver, I was asked to talk about Buddhism for about 30 minutes. And the lady, Caucasian lady, asked me to come to a library, and I went. And about 30 Caucasian middle-aged ladies. And I spoke, of course, in English. Then, after my talk, one of ladies came to me, and she said, "Oh, it was wonderful. I understand what Buddhism is all about." Then she said, "I didn't know that Japanese language is so similar with English. That means she thought I was speaking in Japanese. So maybe she didn't understand what I have said at all.
That's a funny story.
And embarrassing.
Sensei, can you think of the opposite? So, most moving moment, or a moment that made you maybe sad?
Yeah, this is the moving moment. Maybe when I came to Canada, and the first day I was at the minister's residence, and then two elderly people came. And the first gentleman, he told me that Buddhism will disappear in 5 years or so. So you just look after our funerals and then go home. I was a bit surprised and disappointed. And then 1 hour later or so, the lady, elderly lady came. And she said, please, Izumi Sensei, stay in Canada and teach Buddhism, Zen Buddhist teaching for us, for our children and grandchildren. So please stay in Canada, don't go back to Japan. I'm very moved by her words. Yeah.
So I guess the good thing is that 45 years have passed since he said Buddhism would disappear, and it seems to be a very strong force in Canada still.
Yeah, if he was here, he would be surprised. Many temples existing. Yeah.
That's a great story. So Sensei, the next question is, what changes have you seen in the temple here in Lethbridge, or maybe across Canada? What are the biggest changes you've seen with the temples?
Yeah, biggest change. When I came back second time, couple gentlemen came to me, and we must build new one. And in those days, 5, 6 temples scattered around. So one temple, one congregation, and the minister always there and give Dharma Talk every Sunday. That was a big change in my life. So we built the Buddhist temple of Southern Alberta.
Has it made it easier going from 5 temples and traveling constantly to going to one temple and one Sangha?
Yeah, that made me very easy. But, when there are several temples and moving around, I carry one Dharma Talk. And then, same Dharma Talk. Much easier. But then, new temple, I try to be here all the time, and every Sunday I have to tell new Dharma Talk. So my life is like one Sunday is over, and then have to next Dharma Talk. I have to think, and then next Sunday comes, then again, So my Dharma talk, the collection of my Dharma talk, lot, really. And I do not want to use old Dharma talk again. So always try to think, this is good for me.
That's very important. And over 50 years, delivering a new Dharma talk every Sunday, that's quite a challenge.
Yeah, quite a challenge. I didn't use other people's Dharma talk, but one time I was invited in a Hawaii temple, and I went and was reading, the magazine there. Then I found my Dharma talk there with a different minister's name.
Oh my goodness.
I was very surprised. Yeah.
I guess in some ways it's flattering though that someone used your material.
I was reading, and this is like my talk. And I realized this is exactly what I said.
Oh.
But just the end is different name. Yeah.
So my next question, Sensei, is what changes have you seen in the Sangha or the membership of the temple? How has it changed over your 50 years?
The first, when I came, all Issei people, people from Japan, and people are talking in Japanese. And for me, it was very easy, So only in Japanese. And first generation and just second generation, not many. Then 50 years, gradually, Issei people, most Issei people passed away, and then second, and then Caucasian came in, non-Japanese came in, so quite different. Then young people too came in.
Great. Do you think that's been a positive change?
Yes, very positive. Before, ethnic, like a group, only ethnic. So I wanted to break the wall of ethnicity and welcome everybody. Yeah.
Great. Sensei, as your life as a spiritual leader, one of the things that you do is you go to the jail. Twice a month, you actually go to the Correctional Institute in Lethbridge.
Yeah, that's right.
Can you tell us about that? How did that start? And tell us about your visits to the Correctional Institute.
Yeah, the Correctional Center. One day, the chaplain of the Correctional Center came to me, and could you please come to the center sometimes? So I said, why? And he said, because quite a few inmates want to hear the story of Buddhism. So I said, okay, I'll be there. That almost 15 years ago. Since then, twice a month I visit. I met so many inmates, and I'm actually enjoying because I'm able to hear their story. I go there actually not to teach Buddhism, but rather listen to them. So this is good for me. But unfortunately, because of coronavirus, about a month ago, I had a call. The institution was closed. So no visitors, please don't come until this coronavirus problem is solved.
So that's something you want to get started against
Oh
once
yes,
things
I
open up?
want to. Actually, one of inmate they sent me a card, and he says, "I miss you, so please come." Yeah.
No, that's great. The next question is there anything that you would change either in your life or as a minister? If there was one thing you could look back on and change, can you think of anything?
To change, yeah. Well, I like to be a minister, and I don't think I never thought to do something else because I cannot do anything, just minister. So the problem right now, I'm thinking, after my retirement, what should I do? I don't know anything except doing minister. Yeah.
Sensei, this question's from Val Boris, but she says, children love your Dharma messages at Sunday service, mostly because you talk directly to them, right? You come down from the Naijin and you stand in front of them and you give your Dharma message. You often shake their hands or give them high fives. But children can be unpredictable. Sometimes they say things or do things that you're not expecting.
That's right.
Yeah, can you think of a moment where they surprised you and did something funny?
Let's see. Yeah, I love children anyway, so I'm very comfortable before children. I try not to talk long, but one time I was saying that to children, let's put our palms together in one. And then one of the children said, Sensei, not the palm, palms, palms together. Okay, thank you very much. So they teach me English. That's good for me. Always I enjoy when I stand in front of children. But sometimes I plan, today I'm going to say this and that. But then, the middle of my talk, suddenly children, they talk with each other, a different thing, completely different. No paying attention, so that's very hard.
Well, I think you do it really well, Sensei.
Thank you.
Yeah. So outside of the teachings, Shinran's writings and teachings, what have you enjoyed most about your life at the temple?
I like anyway talking with people. So visiting, whenever I have time, I visit hospital or senior home, and this, many places I want to go, I want to visit. Whenever I have chance to talk with people, I like that.
Great. Now I'm going to turn to more general questions. So again, this question came from Val Boris, but she asked, how would you characterize a life that is well lived? So people often talk about living a good life. Do you think you've lived a good life? And what's important about living a good life?
Good life. At least I'm enjoying my life and try to live according to Buddha's teachings. That is the interdependence, interconnection. So I want to think of others and be honest and sincere. This is what I'm thinking. Try to be always honest, be sincere, and think of others. Because without others, there's no my life.
Sensei, this next question is from Jeff, and it's a hard one. So first of all, what do you think the future of Jodo Shinshu Buddhism is in Canada?
This is a very, very difficult question. I usually do not think of much about the future, but present, try to work hard. And I, myself, to deepen my understanding and appreciation of Buddha's teachings. Then, so each minister, work hard every day. So it's natural flow, the future. It's hard to tell what will happen in the future. As long as we try to share Shinran Shonin's teaching, Nembutsu teaching with others. So I myself do not think of future. Of course, the membership are declining so rapidly. Unfortunately, our BTSA stay the same, not declining so much, but rather new people and visitors are coming to our temple. But these days, I think, as a tendency, people do not like to go to organized church, temple. So this is a very difficult time. And also people, the mind is maybe scientific mind. One time in Europe, the God is dead. So this kind of mentality, for us, Buddha is not something beyond, but a person who awakened the truth of life. And so we listen to, receive wisdom of the Buddha. Wisdom of Buddha is not a very difficult thing. It is like a mirror in front of us. We are quite self-centered being. Ego, lots of ego. So in front of the mirror of Buddha's wisdom, we reflect upon us. So in this sense, quite different from Christianity. So maybe Christianity might have difficult to exist when the science develops. But Buddhism is including science go together, and yet we understand science will solve everything. I don't think so. Our fear, our worry, or our self-centered mind, from which greed, anger, frustration, these kind of things, I don't think science will solve. So Buddhism always pointing at this, human, the problem of human beings. And as I said, Buddha is not above us. No duality. This is, I think, again, the problem. Dualistic idea. Buddhism understands this is just conventional things. So, no above. Buddha is not above, but always with us, embracing us, thinking of us. See? So, Buddhism, Jodo Shinshu, I don't think it will survive, of course, as long as human beings there, and as long as people have suffering and frustrated, things do not go as they want and suffer. Then Buddhism always gives us answer. Yeah? So for me, the future of Buddhism was this organization. Well, organization might change, might disappear. But Buddhism never disappear. And in case of Honganji, they have financial foundation, and it has a long history. So this organization will, I'm sure, and I hope, will prosper in the future. And in the world, I don't know. I understand in Europe, some Jodo Shinshu temples there, but I've never been there, so I don't know what will happen in the future. But it is good. People pay attention to Jodo Shinshu, Shinran's teaching. Shinran's teaching is a very, very unique teaching. Nembutsu teaching is very unique. It embraces all people, all sentient beings, with no discrimination. Amida Buddha accepts us all as we are. Grasps us, never abandons us. Amida comes to us and accepts us as we are. So I think, personally, I love Jodo Shinshu and the Shinran's teaching. So, to me, as a person, bright future always. Yeah.
Thank you, Izumi Sensei, for spending
Thank
some
you.
time with us. Are there any last thoughts you want to tell people?
Well, just hold the wisdom of the Buddha in our heart, individually and personally. And Gasho.
Thanks. Maybe we should close with Gasho then, Sensei.
Yeah, thank you.
I'll let you lead.
Yeah. Namo Amida Butsu.
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 Thank you.
Thank you very much, Sensei.
Thank you.